All right, real quick, just so we can kind of see what everything looks like coming out of the box here. You can see you open it up and you have this nice big solar panel right there that gives more than enough power. You have your manual as well. Inside the back of the solar panel is your casing where you can have 3 or 6 batteries. It does come with 3, and that's all I've used, and it's worked out just fine. You have a little charging port there so you can charge it up for the first time without having to use solar. You have mounting hardware. You have your little charge cable, and then you're going to have the camera itself. And the camera itself, you can adjust your antennas for maximum range to your Wi-Fi, and the solar panel connects to the top, and that's pretty much the entire setup right there. As far as how I hooked mine up, usually you have the solar panel connected directly to the top, but I put mine underneath the eave and then moved my solar panel out so that I make sure I get plenty of sun and the camera was where I wanted it. Okay, so right off the bat, you can see I got a notification. I can see two doe out in my yard eating the scrub oak, 2 deer, and just munching away out there, so that was kind of neat. And this is just a look at the night vision at my front door and playing with the camera, moving it around a little bit. The night vision looks really good and really crisp, so I really enjoy playing with that, and you can kind of move it around and just look anywhere that you want to look, which is very, very cool. Now we're going to switch over to some daytime shots so you can see what it looks like in the daytime. And that looks really, really crisp as well, all in 1080p. So this is just during the day, and this is a good time to show off. It has a zoom feature, which is a digital zoom. So you can double tap an area and it will zoom in once, and you double tap again and it will zoom in twice. You can see my dog Storm there. And then you can kind of move it up within the digital zoom just by dragging your finger. It might not be crystal clear at this zoom, but that's still a pretty cool feature to have, really. So I've been enjoying that, and I'm also going to pan the camera around for you just so you can kind of see what it's like to move it around during the daylight and get a good look at everything. You can see it has a really wide angle shot just anywhere that you put it. But then being able to also move that from my door, I can swivel that all the way around to the other side to where I can see the entire porch and stuff like that. So that's very, very cool as well. And you can kind of tap it multiple times and move it a little faster. But you can see it's just a lot of fun to be able to look around your entire yard and check stuff out. And then we're going to be switching back over to a story that I did where I looked under my house because I heard scratching and I saw these 3 raccoon brothers under here, and I had to get them out before I sealed the house up. So lo and behold, I got a notification and I saw one big fat raccoon coming out. And as soon as I see his 2 brothers join him, I know that I can go outside and seal the exit, the hole underneath the house that they were using. And I knew there wouldn't be a single one left inside, so I wasn't going to trap one underneath the house. So that came in really handy, just being able to see all 3 of them going on their midnight rounds. And I went out there and sealed up both the holes, and now I don't have raccoons under my house anymore, which is great. So you can see there go the 2 there, and there's the third brother kind of crawling underneath the steps right there. And once I had confirmation that all 3 of them were out and about, problem solved. So that's kind of neat. Now we're going to jump over to using the spotlight feature, which will, as soon as it turns on, you can turn that on by touching your phone, and then boom, you're going to have this bright spotlight turn on, and you can see really well and kind of scan around with the spotlight, which looks pretty cool at night. And even though it may look a little fuzzy there during the movement, as soon as the camera gets steady anywhere, it focuses to a really clear picture, which I definitely enjoy. Now I'm going to also be doing a test where I walk up to the door, and the audio is a little off, but that could be because, there you can go switching to night vision there. Looks really good. But the audio is a little off because I was screen recording to my phone. That might have definitely had something to do with it. But still, this will give you a good indication of how the microphone sounds. So let's jump right to that test right now. So there you go, there's me walking straight up, knocking on the door. If I'm facing the camera, I think the microphone picks up fairly well. If I were to turn around and I'm talking to the door, not knowing where voice is coming from, it doesn't work quite as well. But if it was positioned over here, then you'd be able to hear everybody just fine. So there's a little test of how quickly it turned on, and how the microphone records. So that was kind of neat, seeing all the critters around and stuff at night. It does do really well during the day as well, capturing, you know, the UPS guy coming and stuff like that. So I've been very impressed with the video, and it's also very handy if I'm in the basement or working on something and the dog barks and I just want to take a look around to see if there is somebody out in the yard, or especially at night, you know, if it goes off, you can actually look all around your yard and see what's going on from the comfort of your own bed, which I've been having a lot of fun playing with. Now, in a way, you could almost use this like a game trap camera for like capturing animals in remote locations, because it's going to run off the solar panel and batteries, and it's going to record everything to that 64 gig SD card. Now, the way that works is it's going to keep recording all that footage until the SD card gets full. And then as it takes a new video, it's going to delete the oldest video and just keep going on a loop. So if you left that somewhere for 24, 48 hours, whatever it was, and then came back and picked it up, it would show you every time that it turned on and captured some video right from the SD camera without Wi-Fi or any wires or anything else. So that's kind of cool all by itself if you wanted to use it for something like that. Now, as far as RV applications, would I recommend this to an RV user? Yes and no. I wouldn't drive with it. Now, it has the IP65 waterproof rating, which is good for like spraying with water and dust and stuff. So it does have some waterproofing, but it does have moving parts as well. So it can't be completely waterproof. And if you have it on the side of your RV doing 75 in a rainstorm, I don't know if it'll hold up to that. They also recommend that the solar panel stays on top, because that kind of gives it a little roof, so water's not just constantly pouring all over the moving parts. So it gives it a little roof, and that would of course catch a lot of wind doing 75 on an RV. So I'd recommend taking it off and setting it up when you get somewhere to stay for a few days or weeks. You could do a quick clip where you just open the door and stick it on there, and as long as you have a router in your RV, you'll be able to check your phone and record the footage or whatever. So that's pretty cool. It would definitely work for RV applications. I just think you would have to take it off before you drive down the road. But a lot of cameras are kind of like that. Unless it's completely 100% waterproof, you're probably going to want to take that down before you move to your next campsite. So I'll let you decide on that. But I've been absolutely having a ton of fun with it. I'm going to move it from my porch over to where we just installed our chicken coop, because I want to be able to monitor if there are any animals trying to get at the chickens at night and stuff like that. And I can just move it and screw it in wherever I want over there, to a tree, whatever. And it's going to be just fine. It's going to be completely powered by the sun, and I'm going to be able to check it from my Wi-Fi because it easily reaches out by the chicken coop. And so I think that makes it a really cool, versatile camera. I will put the link on Amazon down below if you want to check it out. The spotlight is bright. The range of motion is great. I would like to see a notification timer. Say you only want to get notifications at night, or only want to get notifications in the day, but not vice versa. That would be a really handy feature, and I'd like to see them upgrade that in the software on their phone, which I think would be a really easy fix. But otherwise, during the day, I'm in and out of my door 20 times, and my phone's just going nuts. I'm getting an activity notice every time I step out the door. But at night, I definitely want it on, because if there's somebody on my property at night, I want to know about it, and also the animals that are getting into whatever. So I would like that feature, not just on and off, but maybe set a timed schedule for